morning, Mr. Gateson.
Oh, good morning. I'll be with you in just a moment.
Thank you.
I thought you'd like to see what Peter Town has to say about this afternoon's showing.
Good. How do you do, Miss Day?
How do you do?
Mrs. Fowler?
Birds in flight. Abominable!
How do you do?
How do you do, Mr.
How do you do?
Beg pardon, Mr. Curzon.
Yes?
Mrs. Vandergrift is here.
And what does the lovely lady want today?
Hats.
Good morning, Mrs. Vandergrift.
What are you so cheerful about? Oh, take that monstrosity away. You don't know how to make hats that are becoming. Your grandfather did. You don't. I'm going home.
My dear Mrs. Vandergrift, I have just the hat for you, especially designed. Will you wait just a moment, please?
Come in.
May, what did you pay for this hat?
$1.25, Mr. Curzon. Why, Mr. Curzon?
There's 5. Go out and buy yourself a new one. Oh, Miss Peltier.
Yes, Mr. Curzon?
There you are. Please.
That's what I want.
That's what I thought.
Oh, Mr. Curzon.
Yes?
I'm Miss Tams of the News, and you've simply got to do this for me, Mr. Curzon. You've got to get me a complete advanced description of Wendy Van Clettering's trousseau from head to toe, and vice versa.
So?
With prices and pictures. My city editor's got a very cute idea for a page of pictures. Full page of Wendy Van Clettering's negligees. You know, the intimate touch.
Very intimate.
Oh, she won't mind. She can marry that heel for his money. Anything else that happens to her is just so much velvet. How about it?
This is Miss Van Clettering's wedding, not mine. Why not ask her? Will you excuse me?
Stop fidgeting.
I'm not fidgeting.
Good morning, Sophie.
Oh, I can't seem to get it to hang right.
Oh, hands are like eyes.
Oh, wait a minute, Here. I don't see a thing wrong with this. I think it's draped beautifully.
Oh, it's hideous. You couldn't wear this to a clam bake.
You know what you're going to do, Sophie?
Well, you can't show it. It'll ruin the collection.
You're going home.
Home?
You're going to bed and you're going to stay there.
Are you mad? I've got the Van Clettering wedding dress to get ready for tonight, and you know Mrs. Van Clettering. I've got this and it won't hang. Your colors are slower than cold molasses, and you realize it will never be ready for the collection? We're not ready, I tell you, we're not ready.
All right, Sophie, we're not
well,
ready.
Well, then why do you stand there? Why don't you let me work? Stop fidgeting.
I'm not fidgeting, and I've had about enough of this.
Will you stand still?
I'm through.
Through? Oh. Oh.
Sophie.
Oh,
Sophie.
Oh, well, what happened?
Sophie, rub off.
You should get a hot tub.
You shouldn't talk that way to Miss Miller.
Mr. Curzon, I'm tired. That woman's been pawing me all morning.
Well, that woman, as you so quaintly call Miss Miller, happens to be the vice president of the House of Curzon.
Well, so what? She still carries on like the seamstress she used to be.
Well, now, I may have to cater to snobs, but I don't have to employ them. When do you want to quit?
Right now.
Good, take it off. Got it. Well, what's those things? Brockton, I want to see you. I'd ask you to sit down, but why waste your time? Brockton, you've offered my wife part in your show. Now you want me to back it.
Well,
The answer is no.
Now, wait a minute.
Why should I go into show business? I've got a show right here, all of my own, 4 shows a year.
Will you give me a chance to explain the setup?
The setup is perfectly clear. You've taken advantage of my wife's eagerness to go back to the theater and to use us both for sucker bait. Well, I'm sorry, we won't bite. Yes? Tell Mrs. Van Cluttering I'll be right in. Will you excuse me? Oh, and also the harsh words.
Oh, that's all right. I'm used to them.
How do you do, Mrs. Van Cluttering?
Mr. Curzon, do you realize that my daughter's to be married at noon tomorrow?
Take that in a little bit there. Now, not too much, not too much.
Mr. Curzon. That bodice. This train. Look at it.
Charming.
But the dress isn't finished. Why, it isn't half finished. Oh, where is Miss Miller?
She's in the hospital.
Well, what am I supposed to do about that?
Hope for the best.
Oh, I'm slowly but surely going mad. Mr. Curzon, where are your telephones? I simply must telephone.
Miss Sims?
Do you have dials in your telephone?
Yes, yes.
I hate dials. I can't dial.
Well, Miss Sims is an expert dialer.
Right this way, Mrs. Van Cluttering.
Mr. Curzon,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be married.
Don't you?
If you want to know why... Look. Oh, I can't go through with it. I can't.
Well, why try?
Because it's got boodle. We haven't. We have family. We have position. We have lots and lots of mortgages. So a merger's been arranged. You've got to help me.
Why?
Don't you see? If you don't deliver the dress tomorrow, I can't be married. Even Mother wouldn't marry me off in my chemise.
Why not set a new fashion for brides?
Oh, please, Mr. Curzon, don't make fun of me. I'm serious. I'm cornered. I've got to get out of it.
Well, why don't you? Why don't you tell the fellow how you feel? Why don't you tell your mother?
It's too late.
Oh, you haven't the courage, huh?
I have, but
But you'd rather I sacrifice the reputation of my house.
I'll make it up to you somehow. Don't you see, once the wedding's postponed, it'll give me time to slide out of it. That's what I need now, desperately. Time.
That's what I need if I'm going to get this dress finished.
But I don't want it finished. Please, Mr. Curzon, do you want me to get on my knees to you? I'm asking you to do me a kindness. A great kindness. I'm so miserable. Please. Please.
Wendy. Wendy, darling. Wake up, child. This is my daughter's wedding day.
Congratulations, Mother.
Wendy, will you get up this minute? Your bridesmaids are here. Everybody's here.
I get up, there's no wedding dress.
Wendy, darling, a bride is allowed a certain amount of caprice, but this is more than I can stand. If you don't get up, I'll tear the bedclothes off you.
I warn you, I haven't a thing on.
The dress hasn't come yet, madame.
Well, I'll phone Curzon's again. But for goodness sake, get out of that bed.
No wedding, Mother. Postponed on account of no dress. Get a rain check.
Really, Miss Wendy, you should get up. You'll never be ready.
No dress, no wedding, no husband. And I'm the happiest girl in the world. And who did it? I did.
Sounds like a fair.
Hooray! I hope it's us.
It's Curzon's. They've brought the dress.
What?
Newsflash, surprise to all New Yorkers. 10 minutes ago, the wedding of the season didn't come off. Wendy Van Klettering rejected the Henry Morgan fortune by not appearing at her own wedding. Further details will be found in your afternoon newspapers.
How quickly can you get to Fifth Avenue and 56th?
About 10 minutes, lady.
Make it 5.
I'm sorry, gentlemen, but there's really nothing to say. It's true, we made the dress. That's all I know. I haven't any idea where the bride is, but she surely wouldn't be here.
There's your precious dress.
Wait a minute, hold it. Don't do that. Come back, wait a minute. We've lost them. Sloan can drop me and then take you wherever you want to go.
Oh, I was wondering how I was going to get there.
Get where?
Columbus.
Columbus, Ohio?
Columbus, Ohio. Madge lives there. We used to go to school together, Miss Flinch's. She's a darling. She'll put me up.
I see. You don't know someone a little closer, do you? Say Pittsburgh?
No. Oh, yes, Patsy Callahan. Oh, but we never got along. I used to stick pins into her in French class.
Oh. Well, how about an old schoolmate, say on 92nd Street? Someone you didn't stick pins into?
No, Columbus is my destination if you'll lend me the car, chauffeur, and $10.
Has it ever occurred to you that instead of living on your friends, you might go to work?
You mean sing in a nightclub?
Well, that would be your idea of work.
Of course, I could go to work for you.
For me?
I could be a model. My figure's all right, see?
Oh, it's too bad.
I do wear clothes well. After all, I'm one of your best customers. Owe you more money than anybody else in town.
Well, come up and have a cocktail.
Thanks.
Yes, I'd like you to meet my wife. Since you're going in for modeling, you might find that she's something to pattern yourself after.
Oh, thanks.
When you grow up.
Thanks.
Sit down. Eric! Eric! Yes, sir? Shake up a cocktail, will you? What would you like?
Martini for me, extra dry and extra strong. I need it.
Martinis.
Yes,
Say,
sir.
by the way, is Mrs. Curzon in?
Yes, sir. Madam is packing.
Make yourself comfortable. We'll be right down. Mary, what's all the packing for?
I'm leaving.
What?
I'm going home to Father. When Brockton told me he wouldn't back his show for me, I knew everything was over between us.
Oh, darling, darling, I can't afford to gamble. Now, you ought to know that. Here. You dry these pretty little eyes. And come on downstairs. I want you to meet a charming young lady who's just run out on her wedding.
Wendy Van Klettering?
Uh-huh.
Well, what did you bring her here for?
A drink. And mainly, I want you to look her over. I need your advice.
Why?
Well, I want to use her at the collection. I need the publicity, and right now she's a draw.
What?
She's got the face, and she's got the figure. And what's more, Mary, I think she's got talent.
She's got talent. Any little fool's got talent. But your wife's just a total low.
Mary, don't be an idiot.
That's right, call me an idiot. I was an idiot to marry you. You ruined my career.
Oh, Mary, please. Mary, please.
I don't care if I starve on bread and water, George Curzon, but I'll show you. You can't kill a beautiful, dancing, shining thing like me.
Oh, Mary, please come back here, won't you?
Never. I'd sooner starve. Have my things sent on to the Waldorf.
I thought I told you to go home.
Can't. Home's where the reporters are.
Will you stop that noise?
I'm hungry.
That's too bad. I've dismissed the servants.
Hospitality Hall.
Dinner is served.
All right. I countermanded your orders. And why? Because when emotionally upset, one must eat. Will you take me into dinner? Or wait, have a cocktail? Good work. And I've got a toast for you. Good riddance.
Now you can get out.
Not until I've had my dinner. Why are strong men so weak and clever men so stupid?
You've inflicted your company on me. Do you mind keeping it silent?
I won't say another word. Two lumps? Oh, I'm sorry. I said I wouldn't say another word.
No coffee, thank you.
If you only realized it, we're in the same boat. I've just lost a husband. You've just lost a wife. We're both on velvet.
Young woman, I know you're being very debonair and modern.
Miss Van Klettering bowed.
And I know you're very attractive.
Attaboy!
Now, you're too darn attractive for a man in my present frame of mind. I want you to know that I'm in love with my wife. So you can get out of here now while the getting's good. You understand me?
Perfectly. I'm staying. Whither away?
If you take over my house, there's nothing left for me to do but get out.
Good night.
Can't you see that I want to be alone? Can't you see that I want to be miserable all by myself?
Funny, that's just the way I feel, too.
I want you out of this house by the time I get back.
Let me tell you, I never stay where I'm not wanted. If you're going out, I'm going with you.
just behind the rhythm. We try to resist. We go for music by Chopin or Liszt. We like opera and the Russian ballet. We buy the classiest books. We lift our noses at Tolkien and such. We only go for the elegant touch. What's that music they're playing so hot?
It's that new heat.
I wish it would stop.
How long can we stand it, Lordy, hear that band? Guess we gotta give them sisters, ain't it grand? Hear that groovy, dead red body, slow on the trumpet and let's run that floor. Turn on that red hot heat and burn your blues away. Come on and get under the bed. Turn on that red hot heat, let's make a holiday. Wake up and get out of your shell. If you find ribbon full of trouble ahead, there's a Bruno. Give out and give in. Paint the town till it's red. Don't be a blue nose. Turn on that red hot heat and burn your blues away. Nothing will ever go wrong
If you beat your feet and put some heat in a song.
And burn your blues away. Come on and get under your huppity-doodly-way. Turn on that red dot. Let's take a holiday. Yes, man, yes, yes, yes. Oh, if you find him in full of trouble, oh, humpty, humpty, oh. There is that red dot. Paint the town till it's huppity-doodly. Oh, boy, oh, oh. Turn on that red dot. Let's take a holiday. On the and burn your blues away, or nothing will ever go wrong. Yeah, man! If you beat your feet, put your feet strong, I mean, if you beat your feet,
music burning, rhythm churning, flaming torches from its gorgeous wheels. More heat.
Like the streak of lightning comes the white heat. Till your fever reaches Fahrenheit heat. When you're feeling low down and you got a bad attack of blues, you gotta convince it to white heat. Then you find them burning blue heat.
So nice of you to ask me.
Who asked you?
Last night I started out happy, just as I've done in the past. But suddenly something happened to me, and I found my heart beating oh so fast.
My wife's favorite place.
I saw you last night and got that old feeling. When you came in sight, I got that old feeling. The moment that you danced by, I felt a thrill. And when you caught my eye, my heart stood still.
My wife's favorite song.
I saw you there, and then I felt my head reeling. I didn't care, but couldn't help that whole feeling. The moment that you danced by, I felt a thrill. And then when you caught my eye, my heart stood still. Once again, I seemed to feel that old yearning. Then I knew the spark of love was still burning. There'll be no new romance for me. It's foolish to start, for that old feeling is still in my Come get that old feeling. Let the music bring to you that old feeling. The rhythm will help you start to find romance. Don't be a lonely heart. Come on and dance.
wife's favorite dancer. Come on, let's rumba.
No, let's go home and read your wife's favorite book.
Whoa. Well, here we are. I promised I'd get you to the store in plenty of time.
Where do we get this?
We stole it.
What?
With the driver's permission. Give me some money.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Did you say you wanted to work for me?
Try and stop me.
Well, the employee's entrance is just around the corner. You wait till we open up.
Good morning, Mr. Curzon.
Good morning, Pop.
Oh, you girl? What department?
Model.
Model, huh? Name, please?
Jane Doe.
How do you spell that?
Without the G-H.
So you thought you'd Shanghai me? You and that doctor of yours. Can't keep me away from my collection.
Swanson, take these tubs out of here.
Are you going to leave my Batteries alone this year?
Sophie, there's no one in the world knows more than you do about clothes, and there's no one that knows less about decoration. I want flowers, all the spring flowers. I want lilacs. I want a corsage of violets for every girl in the place.
Violets cost money.
And I want them for every seamstress, too. And a boutonniere for Swanson.
For Swanson? Violets for Swanson? Oh.
Sophie, come down to my office. I have something urgent for you.
Have you got a doctor down there?
No, no, no.
Because I warn you, if you try any more tricks on me, there's a law against kidnapping.
This is it. She's going to model for the collection.
You expect me to teach that to model in 3 days? With everything else on my mind? Is this your feeble idea of a joke?
It's up to you, Sophie.
Come back here. I won't do it. Wake up.
What is it? Well, where am I? Who are you?
Sleeping Beauty. I'm the fairy godmother who's going to work the chemise off you. Get up. Stop slouching.
Sorry.
Don't sway.
Sorry.
Turn.
Sorry.
Turn slowly. Show the garment.
How am I doing?
Sit down. Here. Drink this.
Thanks.
And now I'm going to tell you what's wrong with you. In the first place...
Miss Van Clettering's wanted in Mr. Curzon's office.
Saved by the bell.
Come in. Come here, please. Mrs. Curzon, Miss Van Clettering. Miss Van Clettering, you were present, I understand, when Mr. Curzon made a spectacle of himself in certain refined and luxurious joints.
I was.
Did Mr. Curzon, either in the taxicabs, in nightclubs, or subsequently in the milk wagon, make what is vulgarly known as a pass at you?
No. Unfortunately.
What?
Well, it wasn't very flattering to feel I was just a stooge for a broken heart.
Any questions?
Now that I've seen her, none.
Thank you, my dear. If you'll excuse me, I'll get to work.
Oh, miss, I Hope you didn't take him seriously. I'm not a jealous woman. Oh, dear, no.
I wouldn't leave him again if I were you.
No?
If I were in your shoes, I'd stay in them.
Take it.
Hold it.
Take it.
Hold it.
Take it.
Hold it.
Like? I've got to get this to the agency right away.
Wait a minute. There's just one little thing, Betty. The House of Curzon never trumpets. It always announces in light-faced Badoni.
Oh.
That's new, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. It happened last night. I'm a princess.
Did you marry Prince Miratov?
Oh, I know what you think of him, but you're wrong. He's a wonderful stylist. He just never had the chance. And he's a wonderful human being. It's just that nobody understands him.
Well, Betty, as a wedding present, I'm going to give you a $50 raise. You'll have 2 mouths to feed from now on.
Mrs. Lemke. Mrs. Brothers. It's not Mr. Brothers, but he may as well be. And, here, everybody in town seems to be here.
Everybody except that poor old dodo who was left waiting at the church.
Good grief.
What is it? He's here, too.
Yes? Send them right in.
Mr. Curzon, my name's Morgan. You know who I am?
Oh, yes, yes, indeed. You're the man she didn't marry.
Mr. Curzon, I'm serving you with a temporary injunction, which restrains Miss Wendy Van Klettering from appearing in any public display that's calculated to further embarrass my client. Now, the hearing will be in Justice McCoy's chambers at 9 in the morning.
I'm not going to have her prancing around in any fashion show. There's been enough talk.
Now, if you'll be so kind, lead us to Miss Van Klettering.
Certainly, gentlemen. Follow me.
My thimble! Have you seen it? Oh. Have any of you seen my thimble?
No, ma'am.
Well, I won't let the collection go on till I find that thimble. Now, everybody, find that thimble! I've lost my thimble, my lucky thimble.
Pardon me, gentlemen. Here it is, Sophie.
Oh, thank goodness.
Miss Miller, I found your thimble in the fitting room.
Yes. Sophie, this is the spare. This way, gentlemen. Miss Van Klettering, please. Mr. Morgan seems to think that you've caused him enough public humiliation. He's gotten out a court order restraining you.
Restraining me?
Mm-hmm. From appearing in any public display.
Well, I'm very sorry I humiliated you. I didn't mean to, really. I apologize, humbly.
Well, that doesn't help much.
I'm sorry.
Good afternoon.
Just a moment. I haven't agreed not to appear.
Well, you haven't any choice, young lady. If you appear tonight, you'll be in contempt of court.
That's right.
And I'm going to be there to make certain that she doesn't appear.
That's a challenge and a dare. I'm going to appear.
Of course you are, and I'm going on with you. Here's what I want you to do.
Zephyr.
say so myself, I think I handled that pretty well.
My dear boy, I feel so good about it, I won't even quarrel about your fee. This time.
You rich men always think you're being cheated.
Well, aren't we?
I'm from the Post, Mr. Morgan. Are you here to see Miss Van Klettering model?
Miss Van Klettering will not model. There's such a thing as justice. My attorney saw to that.
Thank you.
Not at all.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Curzon wishes me to announce that due to a court order, Miss Van Klettering will not appear in the show. She'll be with us only as a spectator.
Have I missed much, Mr. Curzon? Sorry I'm so late.
Oh, no, not at all, Miss Van Klettering.
Oh, dear. I'm afraid I've forgotten my bag. I wonder where I could have left it. I didn't have a bag, did I? I'm sorry. I'm not a model. Will you excuse me a moment?
Certainly. Oh, hello, dear.
Sorry I'm late, dear. Forgive me? How's it going?
Afternoon of a fall.
I feel ever so much more comfortable. Good afternoon, Mrs. Curzon. Lovely party, isn't it? We're rather crowded here, aren't we? I think I'll find a place to sit over there.
Will you excuse us, please?
Oh, my, isn't that charming? Mrs. Lemke, I'm not a model. Oh. Why, there are no chairs here either.
No, that's too bad.
It's frightfully warm, isn't it? Will you pardon me for a moment?
Certainly. Sorry, dear.
What does she think she's doing?
Obeying orders. Court orders.
This is so comfy. Mr. Morgan will see you now, Prince Miratov.
Ah. How are you?
How do you do?
Sit down, won't you?
Thank you.
Prince, I'm prepared to back the House of Muratov to the limit.
Oh, that's wonderful. Замечательно. Betty, can you see it? The House of Muratov, with my flag flying over Fifth Avenue, with a white eagle. Do you know that the white eagle is my family bird? There is legend in Russia that the stork brings common babies, but the eagle brings Muratovs.
That's so. Well, let's get back to the business at hand.
Betty is willing.
Good.
Willing? Of course I'm willing. I'm thrilled.
Then you can supply me with a complete list of Curzon's clients?
Certainly.
And a list of his staff, his designers, his fitters,
Oh, I
his
couldn't
cutters.
possibly do that. Not at all. It wouldn't be ethical.
Ethical? I'm an artist. I'm a creator. I'm building a dream of beauty for humanity. And you, my wife, the princess, you refuse to help me?
You know I want to help you,
Or do
dear.
you think I would permit my wife, the Princess Miratov, to do what is not right? I would rather die, if it's absolutely necessary.
But I've been with Curzon 8 years. I'd feel like a dog.
Very well, Prince. I guess the deal is off.
I wish to be alone with my wife for a few moments.
Very well.
That's all Miss Miller bought?
That's all.
We'll have these out before she even returns. Thank you, Betty. Thank you.
Mrs. Lemke is here.
Fine. Betty, pray for me. If the costume I make for Mrs. Lemke pleases the committee and she wins first prize, she has promised to bring Mrs. Rogers, the Countess de Chabrun, Mrs. Bergson Williams, and the Luke girl with her. I shall be made overnight. Thank you, darling. Thank you. Ah, Madame Lemke, I am inspired. I have been waiting for you. Как вы поживаете?
Oui.
Is that a Curzon coat?
Why, yes.
I knew it. I knew it. No style, no flair, no flow.
No flow?
No. It's a coat for a dowager with a fat neck. Permit me, madame. Madame, you have a spirit of a young girl. Your coat should reflect that spirit. So. Personally, I never criticize a competitor. But if you should ask me, I would give the coat to the Salvation Army, with apologies. Gentlemen, I am ready. To me, Madame Lemke, you are the Moonlight Sonata. The creation I will compose for you will be inspired by the immortal music of Beethoven. Gentlemen, get ready to take down my ideas. Yes, I see her in the moonlight. You see her too? My whole staff sees you in moonlight of silver. No, moonlight of gold.
Oh. But I thought I liked something Egyptian this year.
Egyptian. I wish to be left alone without Madame Lemke. You may go.
Well, here's a little number Mrs. Lemke won't wear for the starving artists.
Well, she won't, huh? What's the matter? She afraid someone will put her between two hunks of bread and make a sandwich?
sandwich? That reminds me, am I staying for dinner? I hear Mrs. Curzon's gone to Europe. At least so rumor hath it.
George! Can't you keep your business apart from our home?
Rumor was wrong. I was just leaving, Mrs. Curzon. Good night, Mr. Curzon. See you at the ball.
Good night.
What ball? George! I'm sorry. There, I've said it. I'm sorry.
All right. Forget it.
How can I make you understand? All I want is one real chance. And if I didn't make good, you'd never hear another word about the stage again.
Do you mean that, Mary?
With all my heart.
Mr. Brockton, please. Hello, snake in the grass? This is Curzon. I called you to tell you that I would back your blankety-blank show.
Pardon me just a minute, will you?
We're only waiting for you, Miss
Thank you very much. Thank you so much. Hello, Lucy. Oh, Lucy, dear, don't touch me. If one string goes, the whole thing goes. It's marvelous.
Yes, Curzon certainly did right by you.
Curzon? I should say not. Muratov composed it for me. I mean, made it for me at a fraction, but just a fraction of the price.
What did he really charge you?
Oh, Lucy, it's simply incredible. Come here. Only $10,000, mind it. Yes, this is real gold.
Excuse me, please. Zamichatsin. Mr. Morgan, I have great surprise for you. You have been unanimously selected as one of the judges. And if Madame Lemke wins first prize, the House of Miratovs is established. Zamichatino. What's that?
Wish I knew. Virginal white. You know, all the women there have gone Oriental. You'll stand out like an oasis in the desert. I know the judges. They're all ex-men of the world. They're tired. This is going to smack them right in the eye with its sheer simplicity. Hey, what are you?
For my memory book.
Say, I've got a barber, you know.
I bet you were a beautiful baby.
Well, you must have been a pretty handful yourself.
We have so much in common.
Come on, here, stand, please. This isn't going to be easy, you know. I'm sorry. I think that's what's usually said under the circumstances. But I really am sorry.
I'm not.
Say, look here. Are you in love with me?
Terribly. That's why I'm going to be a spinster gal for the rest of my life.
Oh, you're a darn fool.
I know it.
You're not in love with me. What you've got is a crush. Like a choir girl with a choir master. I'll bet you felt the same way about your music teacher.
I'll bet I didn't.
Come on. Let's get to work. You've only got 15 minutes and I've got to get to the theater.
Aren't you coming with me?
Mrs. Curzon is rehearsing, you know. However, if you win a prize, tote it along to the Ritz Plaza. I'll drop in later.
That's the date.
Yeah, put this on. No, not like that. Like that.
"20 questions. Who am I?"
If anybody should ask you, you're a Spartan woman.
You said it, kid. You said it.
Ladies and gentlemen, the ballroom of Rayon is waiting.
beauteous ladies, assemble. Are the beauteous ladies ready? Contestants, single file, please.
May I wish you good luck, Mrs. Lemke. Sporting thing to do and all that.
Very generous of you, I'm sure.
May the best man win. Dear Mrs. Lemke, you're falling apart. You just stand still, you can go as Lady Godiva. Oh! I'm happy about it.
Well, the news will run a feature about you on Sunday.
Do you plan to remain with the House of Curzon?
Why, I'd be lost anywhere else. I belong to the House of Curzon.
Well, there are rumors that Prince Muradov is getting the most exclusive carriage trade.
As I understand, after tonight, he's going into the carriage trade making blankets for horses.
Well, hello, Mr.
Hello,
Curzon.
Mr. Curzon.
Congratulations.
So you won the prize again.
It's all due to Miss Van Klettering. I knew you'd do it.
Come on, let's celebrate. Fill us with champagne.
Well, I'm sorry, but Mrs. Curzon's expecting me. She's rehearsing at home. Tomorrow we go to Boston for the tryout. So I'm afraid I won't be seeing you.
Well, you'll be seeing Boston. How lucky for you.
Can I see you home?
Thank you, no.
Good night.
Why do they call this thing a loving cup?
Why, I don't know.
Here, take it. My hands are full carrying a torch.
they're wonderful, Brockton, but where do I fit in?
I've got just the right spot. Right in the middle of the stage, I see a terrific Easter egg with neon lights. They're to be dressed as bunnies.
Well, they've got just the ears for it.
Mary, will you please listen? Just as they go into their sensational finish, bang, the Easter egg breaks, and you come out singing. Then the girls come on in the Easter parade.
Brockton, you're divine.
Now watch them. Alley-up! Terrific applause. And just as they take their bows, you pop up.
Bravo! Bravo! But why?
George, Brockton's just given birth to a wonderful idea.
Curzon, I'd like to have a few words with you.
You mean you'd like to have a few dollars with me?
You're a card. All I need is 10,000. We gotta have it to open in Boston.
Brockton's being awfully economical, George.
You get every penny of it back 100 to 1. Why, you ought to know it's in the bag.
Sure, I ought to know. I'm holding it.
I've been trying to get to you for 2 days. The auditors want you to see the statement. It's important.
All I want to know is red or black.
Good luck to the show. Good night, Mrs. Curzon.
Good night.
Mr. Curzon.
Good night.
Oh, darling, it's finally come. I'm going to be a star. Oh, I just know the show's going to be a great big success.
Darling, it had better be.
Miss Miller is a very sick woman. She's had a stroke. She needs absolute rest, quiet, and expert care.
May I see it?
Well, you may until the ambulance arrives.
Thank you.
Is that you, Wendy?
Hello, Sophie.
Where's Curzon?
Why,
So busy backing musical shows, he can't even meet me.
He's in Boston for the tryout. He'd left before your wire came.
Doesn't he know that that wife of his couldn't even sing on the radio?
I guess he doesn't, Sophie. He's in love with her, and love makes you do crazy things. Things you never dreamed of doing.
Love. Fine way to get back to New York.
But, Sophie, think of all the fun you'll have riding through the stop signals.
Pass for two, please.
Oh, yeah.
There you are.
All right, thank you.
How's the advance sale?
Kind of slow. Yeah, kind of slow. There'll be a nice house, though.
Paper?
Oh, high-class paper. You know the people in this town, in particular, what show they want passes for?
Yes, I've always heard that Boston was very discriminating.
Hello, Jim.
Hello, Johnny.
Came down to see the show. Save me something around the 10th row.
Sure thing.
I hope it's good.
You know who that is?
No, who?
Johnny Withers, the ticket broker. You'd better watch him tonight.
Why?
I've known Johnny for 10 years. He's the best barometer that ever lived. Anytime he likes a show.
It's in?
No. It's terrible. And anytime he laughs, you can bet your bottom dollar the show will lay an egg on Broadway.
Well, I shall certainly watch Johnny closely.
Hello? New York calling. Mr. Curzon? Oh, Miss Van Klettering's calling.
I'll be right in. Hello?
How's the show?
Well, there's one man enjoying it immensely.
Yeah. Johnny.
Thanks for calling.
I didn't call you about that. I called you about something important. Sophie's back. She's very ill.
What? When'd she get in? Well, why didn't somebody tell me? Who's taking care of her?
Her wire came after you left. She's at the hospital now. Can you make the 11:15 plane?
Well, of course I'll make it. If there's an earlier plane, I'll make that. Thanks.
Come in.
Before you say a word, Curzon, I want to tell you I'm not discouraged.
Mary, Sophie's ill. I've got to catch the next plane back.
I defy you to show me one big success that hasn't had this experience out of town. Listen, Curzon, all I want you to do is leave me a check for another $20,000.
20,000.
All we need is a new book, new music, new lyrics.
And a new show. Brocken, I'm afraid you're going to have to give up those Coronas and go back to the 5-cent cigars. Now, do you mind if I talk to my wife?
Sure. Go ahead.
Alone.
Okay. But I'm telling you, 20 grand will bring you $1 million. Anyway, $500,000. Anyway, with inflation coming, what's the use of saving money anyway?
Mary, you might as well pack and come back with me. I haven't much time.
You want me to desert the show?
We made a bargain. I've kept my end of it. Why, Mary, I've put $100,000 into this show, and it's a failure. Money that I needed for my own business. Now I'm broke, and I've got to go back and fight for my very life. Aren't you coming with me?
You're not going to give Brockton his money?
Mary, I haven't got it. I'm broke.
But, George, the stage is my life. Tonight, for the first time in 3 years, I was alive again. Yes, who is it?
The car's here, Miss Curzon. You haven't got much time. You're going to catch that plane.
All right, Mary. I know it's tough to admit that you're licked, but I think this can be the beginning of a swell life for us. What do you say?
George Curzon, do you love me? If you do, you won't take that plane. You'll stay here and help me. I need you more than Sophie does.
How's Sophie?
Sophie asked me to...
Yes, sir?
Sophie asked me to give you this before she...
That's news. But I like Curzon too much to print his troubles on our sheet.
This closing's the only thing that keeps him from going on the rocks. Gives him a breathing spell.
A breathing spell won't help him. What he needs is a miracle.
Come here, Miss Van Flettering. Stop. Close your eyes.
Magic?
Pick a bill. Thank you.
What's the trick?
I can't pay all of them. I can only pay one. When the House of Curzon there's no more, it'll make my grandfather feel a little better to know that at least one creditor was paid in full. Call it ancestor worship if you like. Come in.
Mr. Curzon, I'm from New York, New Haven, and Hartford. We've got a lot of scenery down the freight yards, Vogues of 1938.
Yes.
What do you want us to do with it?
I don't know. What do you generally do with scenery? Move it to Kane's warehouse, yes?
That's just it. Kane says they won't be responsible unless you pay for the moving. Mr. Brockton says it's your scenery.
Fine state of affairs when even Kane's doesn't want the show.
What do you want me to do?
Your duty. Always do your duty. Remember that. Hello? Well, there's no one I'd rather see. Send him right in. It's Henry.
What?
If you hear any groans, remind the Red Cross that I was a regular contributor. Wait in the fitting room. Hello, Henry. Did you come for my other cheek?
I'll be very brief. I want your building.
Beg your pardon, I didn't get the word. Did you say grief or brief?
My boy, you're facing bankruptcy, but you have one tangible asset, this building. Now listen, roughly you owe about $200,000. You have a mortgage of $3 million on this building. I'll give you $500,000 for it.
That's just enough to put me on the street with a tin cup.
I didn't say anything about a tin cup.
Well, is there anything that you don't know?
Well, I'm keeping pretty close tabs on you, and for a reason. I want this place. I made up my mind a long time ago that I was going to put the House of Curzon completely out of business. And I'm going to complete the job. So you had better sell.
And if I don't?
I can take it from you.
How?
I have the mortgage. The bank sold it this morning. Good afternoon. I did say good afternoon, didn't I? Here. Ask her to come in.
Hello, Henry. Henry, would you like to marry me?
What's that?
Would you? We could be married almost immediately and go abroad. And Henry, all that I ask is that you call off the hounds. Leave Curzon alone.
Are you proposing to me?
Yes.
Well, well, well. Get George Curzon on the phone. You really mean it?
Yes.
Provided I call off the hounds.
Yes.
Curzon, there's a charming little lady in my office who wants to marry me. Your idea, isn't it? I've heard of men stooping to pretty cheap tactics in business,
fool.
but I call that pretty low. And get this straight. I intend to back me right up to the limit.
I bet when you were a boy you pulled flies apart. Go ahead. Bore me out.
What for?
My clumsy, stupid meddling.
Never been so touched in all my life.
My most embarrassing moment.
Oh, forget it.
To be turned down by a porcupine. That's what hurts a girl's ego.
Well, think how much worse you'd feel if he'd accepted you.
I couldn't feel any worse.
Think how much worse I'd feel.
Mrs. Curzon will be back.
You know, you've got to be a little patient with me. For 3 years, I've been in love with an illusion, not a woman. It's a little hard waking up suddenly. Understand?
Perfectly.
Come in. Oh, hello, Violet.
Hello.
You want to see me?
Well, yes, I do. I'm leaving, Mr. Curzon. I've got a big offer from Maratoff, and, well, after all, a girl's got to take what she can get while she can get it.
Well, you're not leaving us for them.
Well, I sure hate to do it, but they're offering me double what I'm getting here.
You're absolutely right, Violet. Good luck to you.
Of all the mercenary cats, of all the ungrateful...
Wait a minute. I've got it.
What?
Get out of here and go home. Get a good night's sleep. I want you to look fresh and beautiful tomorrow. More beautiful than ever.
What'll I get?
Get a shampoo, a permanent, a facial. Get a haircut and a shave. Hurry up. These are copies of the dresses delivered today to Maratoff's best customers.
But how'd you get them?
Shh, don't ask any questions. Here's what I want you to do. You're going to the horse show, the opera.
My dear, your gown is simply ravishing. Prince Maratoff composed it.
Oh, no, it wasn't I. It was Beethoven who inspired me.
Isn't he modest?
To me, Madame Lemke is the Moonlight Sonata. And when I play it, I see her in many beautiful gowns. This one, of course, is my masterpiece. There never was, there never will be another one just like it.
My dear, look.
Copycat.
I've never been so humiliated in all my life. Inspired by the Moonlight Sonata.
Madame Lemke, I'm the victim of an unscrupulous competitor.
I think you're nothing but a common cheat.
There's a beautiful creature.
Mendelssohn's Spring Song. Why, that's my gown.
What of it? There are 1,000 men here wearing exactly what I'm wearing.
Well, I didn't pay that Russian to make me a uniform. Just imagine at the Mayfair, 3 of them walked in with the identical dresses. They were so burned up they sizzled. Of course, such a thing could never happen to me.
What's wrong?
That's my back.
Cigars? Cigarettes? Cigars? Cigarettes?
Chopin's Nocturne.
I tell you, I've got Maratoff on the run. All I need is enough money for a fall show. But listen, Jim.
Sorry, Kaiser, but you're not considered a good risk any longer.
No?
No.
Want to try some more?
Oh, it's no use. All the word's have gone out. No credit. Come in. What do you want? Oh, yeah. Yes, I know. You're the scenery man. We don't want any scenery today. Why don't you donate it to the city for the park playground? Give the little kiddies a treat.
Mr. Brockman said it was your scenery, and we brung it here.
Here?
Yeah, 6 trucks.
Oh, it's a nice collection of trucks.
We like them.
Scenery.
Scenery, costumes, lights. Where do you want them?
Santa Claus! Santa Claus, the place is yours. Come on, hurry up. Bring everything you've got up here. The place is yours, from cellar to roof. It's here.
What?
Our fall show. The greatest fall show that New York has ever seen. With scenery, music, and lights, and my original models. And Santa Claus dumped it right into my lap.
You surprised to see me? I'm surprised myself. Good. Curzon, I'm a victim of an unscrupulous scoundrel.
Really?
Morgan has withdrawn his support from me. He has thrown me away like a squeezed-out grapefruit.
Well, naturally, you lost him a fortune. He finally got tired.
You are joking. Curzon, I have a message from Betty.
Well, make it in 10 words. It's cheaper.
Certainly, less than 10 words. I'm about to become a father.
Congratulations.
Thank you. You see, the Eagle has visited the house of Miratovs. And Betty would like to have our baby start life with a fresh start.
Naturally.
That's why I came here to help you. I'm willing to become your partner.
Oh, I see. We each put nothing in, we take the same thing out. Look here, Prince. I've got a lot of creditors drinking up my bar. Excuse me.
But, Curzon, you don't understand me. I am a Russian. My soul is torturing me for the wrong I've done to you. I want to make it up to you. I must make it up to you for the honor of the Miratov name. My friend, my brother. What can I do to help you? What can I do to wipe out this stain?
Well, I can use a stagehand back here.
You want me to work?
Well, my doorman will be the stagehand if you take his place.
Doorman? Emirata?
Forget it.
I don't care what happens to me. But oh, please make this a big success for him.
And tell him to send me a sleigh, a rocking horse, and a 6-shooter in case this show fails.
When do we start?
We've already started. Show's on. Hurry up.
Well. My dear square peg, so you finally found your round hole.
I'm doing penance for a great wrong. Move along, please.
Yes, we want to go inside, though.
Have you an invitation?
Yes, the usual invitation. A court order.
Take us to Mr. Curzon.
What is this court order? Miratov is not afraid of court orders. My grandfather whipped the highest judges in Russia, and they kissed his feet.
Well, my dear Prince, I'm really not interested in your memoirs. You see, as a matter of fact, I happen to own this building. And Mr. Curzon has seen fit to convert it into a theater. He's damaged it. I'm therefore enjoining the production.
Lawyers? I spit on lawyers. Pooh! My grandfather.
Yes, I know. He kicked them.
No, he did much worse. He never paid them.
Will you get out of that door and take us to Mr. Curzon?
Certainly. He's upstairs. Step in, gentlemen.
What's wrong?
Mr. Curzon. Right. We're working day and night. We have catered to your needs with the latest thing in tweeds. Every new creation will thrill your jolly nation. I say, old Tom, our shipment is colossal.
House of Curzon calling Paris first. Hello. Already, Mr. Curzon?
Allô? Ah, Monsieur Curzon, bonjour. Les robes sont magnifiques.
extraordinaire, très, très chic. The dernier cream patterns from organdies to satins, they all will be stupendous.
Manhattan 2347. Custom house? Just a moment, please.
Yes, Mr. Curzon, your shipment has arrived. It's the greatest, the up-to-datest I've ever seen. Cases and cases of silks and laces and crepe de chine. Crates and boxes of silver foxes. Mr. Curzon, to be specific, your new shipment is terrific.
We're the girls who overheard the transatlantic talk. How the scouts from London and from Paris reached New York. Now, without too much ado, we introduce our fall review with lovely ladies, lovely gals, lovely audience too.
Lovely one, sweet as a breeze in May, stealing my heart away. Why do I let you?
Dearest one, I feel the urge of love. I'm on the verge of love now that I've met you. Lovely damsel in distress, be careful with your love. Think twice before you answer yes, or you'll be last year's glove.
Oh, lovely one, sweet as a charm of spring.
I'm just a helpless thing now that I've met you. Lovely one. Boy meets girl, takes the hand of helpless thing. Does she get a diamond ring? She's not so helpless.
Lovely one, deep in the heart of me,
You are a part of me. I'll never leave you.
Voices of experience advise you how to stick. If you want to hold your girl, amuse her with a trick.
I won't need a trick for you.
Hear my heart tick, tick for you.
Can't you see you'll always be my only one?
Women like the Tarzan type, muscle-bound and strong. Watch these little feet of strength, and you can't go wrong.
Can it be the magic of the miracle of June?
Blame it on that thing called love. Don't blame it on the moon.
Lovely one, you are the song I sing.
You are my everything. I'll never leave you. Lovely
one.
We leave you with a smile. We're coming back to say hello in just a little while.
It's me, George. You glad to see me?
Yes, yes, of course.
Darling, why didn't you ask me to play in this? I'd have gone into it gladly. Oh, it's a beautiful show. And Brockton said you were poor. Of course, I knew you weren't. As a matter of fact, I told Brockton we owe it to George to let him back our new show. In London, George. We're really going to London this time.
See those gentlemen out there? Creditors. See those? More creditors.
What price fame? It was either you or my career. That's what I told Brockton when we planned it all in Reno.
Reno? Did you divorce me?
Why, yes. Didn't you get my letter?
No.
Well, I had to be free, George. That's why the show failed in Boston. I should have been thinking of the show. And I was always thinking of you. Goodbye, George. No hard feelings?
No, of course not.
I hope you pull through all right.
Thank you, Mary.
You go at night, you're glamorous, you're such a lovely lady, beautiful lady of the night, alone, alone.
to find it. It's from Reno. There's a decree in it.
We've looked through everything. All the letters, orders, and bills.
Bills? Wait a minute. I picked one and forgot it. Am I a good picker? In my desk.
Incidentally, just before we have to go, there's a little trifle we forgot to show. When you see those icicles begin to form, don't depend upon your love to keep you warm.
Congratulations. Curzon, forget what I said. You can have anything you want. Great show.
Thanks. And no smoking backstage, Mr. Mortimer.
Anything wrong up there? This is Henry Morgan. I'm marooned with an idiot who claims to be my lawyer. I'll let you down when the show is finished, not before. Can you hear the music up there? You can? Then dance.
Well, Mr. Curzon, you're a huge success. And Mrs. Curzon's back.
But not to stay. Do you remember that bill that we picked in our own little private lottery? Well, that creditor's already been paid in full. There's a letter from Mary. Whoa, whoa. Tired?
No.
Hungry?
No.
Cold?
No.
Lady, please say yes to something. This is on company time.
Can't you help the poor guy out?
Will you marry me?
Yes.
Get out.